In this episode of Hidden Chronicles, we continue our deep dive into the femininity of the heavens and the earth. We are tracing the profound history of women and language, uncovering the roots of a massive systemic revolution against femininity, a transformation that reshaped humanity over a millennium. Let us explore the next chapter of this untold history.
In the Western tradition, the name Eve is treated primarily as a proper noun, a static label designating the first woman in the Genesis creation narrative. But in the ancient Near East, names operated differently. They were not arbitrary labels. A name was a descriptive marker, tightly bound to the physical and conceptual reality of the subject itself. By tracing the linguistic roots of these early names across prehistoric dialects, we can reconstruct exactly how our ancestors understood the origins of human existence. Take the Arabic root of Eve's name, Ḥawwā. To understand how this concept of the living one shifted into the story of a physical bone, we must look to ancient Sumer. Thousands of years before the emergence of Judaism, the Sumerians developed a complex cuneiform writing system. Within this written language, it was common for a single phonetic symbol to carry multiple distinct dictionary definitions. The Sumerian symbol pronounced as Ti is a prime example. This specific character held three distinct translations. The first was physical, an arrow. The second was also physical, an anatomical rib, derived visually from the curved shape of a drawn bow. The third translation was entirely abstract. It meant life. In Sumerian mythology, the deity Kingu is killed by an arrow, a Ti. From his blood, human life is created, also a Ti. As this regional myth transitioned into early Judaism, Torah scribes needed to formalize oral traditions into a written doctrine. During this process, a specific translational choice occurred. The scribes replaced the arrow meaning of Ti with its other physical translation, the rib. Simultaneously, the abstract meaning of Ti, life, was mapped onto the name of Eve. The literal story of the physical rib is a localized semantic shift. The translations separated a word that originally meant both rib and life, formalizing the anatomy while obscuring the ancient linguistic synonymy. This conceptual overlap is not isolated to Sumer. Thousands of years before the Genesis texts, parallel linguistic structures existed in ancient Egyptian dialects. According to the translations compiled by Egyptologist E.A. Wallace Budge, the Egyptian root word hat specifically signifies woman or female pudenda. Within that same lexicon, the closely related term Ḥawwā translates explicitly to serpent. To see how these concepts connect, we apply phonetic metathesis, the linguistic inversion of syllables, which is a defining structural characteristic of Aramaic languages. For instance, the modern Arabic word for serpent is afa. By rearranging the root letters, it maps perfectly to the ancient afwāw. We see the exact same dual nature in the Arabic root haya. To this day, the word holds two simultaneous dictionary definitions. It means both a living woman and a serpent. Lexicographers meticulously track these connections across extinct dialects by using specific diacritics, like the deep pharyngeal ha and the ah sound, to prove the phonetic lineage remains intact. Across multiple ancient linguistic families, the terms for woman, life, and serpent are phonetically bonded. In the prehistoric consciousness, the serpent was an entity conceptually intertwined with vitality. To anchor these linguistic patterns in physical reality, we turn to the archaeological record, specifically referencing the analyses of historian Dr. Firas Al-Sawā. This is a Sumerian cylinder seal. The artifact depicts the creation myth's core elements, roughly 2 millennia before the writing of the Torah began. The relief displays a central tree with hanging fruit, flanked on either side by a seated man and woman. Positioned directly behind the woman is a long serpent in a rising communicative posture, and the woman's face is turned directly toward it. The seal confirms that the female, the tree, and the serpent operated as an integrated thematic unit representing life and knowledge long before the narrative was restructured. Now, look at the seated man on the opposite side of the tree. His presence prompts a similar linguistic analysis of the name Adem. Across early Semitic and Hamitic dialects, the word Adam, or Adem, translates to the earth, specifically its surface layer, or skin, known as Adim. The etymology reflects the material reality of the time. Ancient humans routinely crafted statues out of clay. Observing their own hands shaping figures from the dirt, they reasoned the divine created the first human using that exact same method. Adam translates literally to the physical material of his creation, the earth. Eve translates to the conceptual essence of her role, life. Across these prehistoric records, the name Ḥawwā consistently anchors back to its core root, the manifestation of life and creation. This reverence for the biological source of existence is preserved in one final Arabic word, Rahim. It means the womb, the literal origin of life as perceived by early humanity. The word Rahim shares its precise linguistic root with the foundational titles of the divine used to this day. From that same root come the attributes for God, Al-Rahman, the most gracious, and Al-Rahim, the most merciful. This semantic bond between the womb and divine mercy endured intact, resisting the spread of patriarchal systems that altered other religious beliefs. These surviving phonetic roots serve as an archaeological dig into the earliest stages of human consciousness. The linguistic record of the ancient Near East reveals the feminine as the original, primordial blueprint of existence.